First, let us introduce contestant number 1 of the senior division, Mr. Wong Wai Yin Alexander. Please come onto the stage.
The title of his speech is Finding Nemo. You now have 3 minutes. You may begin after the bell rings.
Good morning, everyone. Have you ever watched Disney's blockbuster movie, Finding Nemo? It is about a clownfish trying to find his son. You may know that clownfishes are very territorial and aggressively protect the sea anemone, its home, from intruders. Why should we humans be any different? And this is the exact same case with the rising tension between Hong Kong and the mainland. Put simply, Hong Kong people are afraid of shortages and rocketing prices of commodities, like milk powder, brought about by the well-off mainlanders. Simply cut back on the individual visit scheme. Less people, less problems. This is one of the most straightforward ideas put forward by Hong Kong citizens. But let me point out the most obvious flaws. First, it is racist. Before the handover in 1997, many Hong Kong citizens emigrated to other countries, such as Canada. When the Canadians were worried about the influx, Hong Kong people had said that they were racist. But now, all of a sudden, complaining about mainlanders in Hong Kong is not racist at all. And second, shops in Hong Kong rely heavily on mainland tourists. Greatly reducing the number of mainlanders in Hong Kong will have an immense impact on our economy. For me, all the ideas I've heard so far, they're all trying to separate Hong Kong people from mainland people. As in, trying to separate Chinese people from Chinese people. As in, trying to separate one human being from another. And how do we promote harmony among human beings? Not with anger. Not with discrimination, and not with downward gazes on others. We have to see what they see, understand what they understand, and feel what they feel. Imagine Hong Kong babies were dying because of toxic milk powders. Would we not be outraged? Would we not lose faith in Hong Kong milk powder and find substitutes instead? And would we not go to somewhere else to buy safer products for our children? I know I would. You probably would as well. Nemo's dad warned Nemo about everything outside their sea anemone, as if the whole world were evil. However, Nemo was young and without prejudice. He found that they weren't really so bad, as he made many friends on his journey and understood them. So here, I would suggest increasing exchanges, mainly, but not exclusively for students, to go to the mainland, make friends, and know individuals instead of mainland people as a whole. And we clownfish will know that the others aren't intruders, but simply clownfish with different shapes and colors. What reason do we have then not to live in harmony?
Thank you for your speech. Ms. Farino will now ask you a question relating to your speech. The bell will ring right after the question has been asked, and you have 1 minute to respond to the question. Ms. Farino, please.
Thank you. You talk about using exchanges as a possible way of bridging misunderstandings. For those who are not able to travel to China, how would you go about helping them change their prejudicial views?
Well, Hong Kong has already set up many organizations and has a lot of benefits for those who are disabled in order not to discriminate against others. So of course, we should not discriminate against mainlanders as well, but also maybe we can offer both ways exchanges. So for those who cannot travel to the mainland, they can simply invite mainland people to their home, maybe for a week, to stay together and understand them more, to feel what they feel, and not only be so one-sided. Thank you.
Thank you. A second question will now be asked by Ms. Trotter. Again, the bell will ring right after the question, and you may then respond to the question. Ms. Trotter, please.
Thank you, Alexander. It is forecast that by the end of 2013, Facebook will have a little over 1 billion users. However, issues like identity theft and cyberbullying are on the increase. If you were CEO of Facebook, what would you do to ensure security for your users?
Nowadays, technology is racing. And with this racing technology, of course, social media and social mobility is increased through social networking sites. But then they also poses problems such as cyberbullying and identity theft. So maybe perhaps people could simply, if they don't want their identities and maybe phone numbers be stolen, maybe they could just simply not post their phone numbers onto the internet to let everybody see it who wants to see it. And also, furthermore, cyberbullying, this is one of the things like racism. It cannot be forced onto you. You have to accept it willingly. You have to stop it. You have to imagine yourselves in the shoes of those who are being bullied. So if you can do that, and I would simply promote that stop simply cyberbullying because of the immense impacts it has, such as suicide. So I would simply put ads. Thank you.
Thank you. Please take a seat.